Alright, so in this program, what we'll be doing today is we'll be joining and comparing strings. And already we have our include string prepared, and we'll go ahead and get started. So, first, go ahead and put out the string variables, that being C++, space programming, and C++ programming. And the first thing we're going to do with this code is we're going to go ahead and concatenate. Basically, concatenating is this plus this, combining them into one longer string, lang being C++, term being programming. So it'll be C++ programming. So concatenated C++ programming. Then the original C++ lang. Now I noted that it is temporary. As noted here, it reverts back. If we don't want it to be temporary and want to do a little more for it, we have the append. Now when you append, what it'll do is it'll attach strings to the host string, thus modifying it so that when you were to recall the variable lang, it should be modified differently. Down here where we appended it, we added C++ and then programming together. Now when we just recall the same lang variable, it's now this bigger chunk. Next up, we have something very simple. It's just a boolean where we match. If it matches, it'll produce. If it doesn't match, well, it'll be false 0. If it does match, it's 1 true. This is what the program will actually look like. Let's just run it though. So it is indeed false because C++ program does not equal programming, but C++ programming does equal C++ programming, thus making it true. Next up, and this is probably the most interesting part of the program, I'll go ahead and put this comment out here to preface this. We're going to use the compare function. The compare function uses ASCII decimal values to determine the value of the first character to determine 3 codes, that being 0, 1, and -1. So this is what it's going to look like. You may see out statements here. Also do note that I did some hanging indent looking thing here. However you like to slice it, it will output the same. This is just another formatting thing. So yes, you can do this and it'll be just fine. So here we're doing compare text, lang compare text. That means lang and then text. They're identical. So because C is equal to 67 and they're both start off with C, but then when we compare it to term, it returns 1 because it's less. The space, which is right here, equals the value of 32 in terms of decimal in the ASCII table. Then we have this comparison with Z. It returns -1 when the value is more than the string, this being 122. And sure enough, 0, 1, and -1. And yeah, I mean, if we want to do something like this where A goes before the capital C, it'll become 1, as now that's considered less. We do C right here, like this. Okay, that's a little different. It's still considered less. And let's do L. Or more. Must be because it follows by the Z's. Let's try this. C space. 1, so it's less. So it goes by order is what it appears to be doing. And that was a complete improvisation on my part. And it would do plus. It will be bigger still, as I imagine, as Z will. It'll start comparing from order. So that seems to be the nature of how this works. Is it'll compare the first value to the first value, and the second value to the second value, until one of them starts to beat them out. And apparently, the Z will beat the C and then plus. It's kind of weird, but you apparently see how it's going. And I see how it's going too. Anyways, we don't need to dig too much into it. I think we get the point.